So you are always on my mind. Let's really get into the idea of what is always in our minds. What is always in our minds is that our minds are the creative vessel in our lives. Our minds are that aspect of ourselves that is always tapped into infinite wisdom. That mind within ourselves is always tapped into creative power. That mind within ourselves is that which we are reaching out trying to find. It's really become clear to me lately how we have been so conditioned to the world of external effects. And how when we seek things from the external to heal things that should be worked on and healed from the internal. I use that aspect because when I was having a discussion with someone, a neighbor yesterday, and the neighbor yesterday, we were talking about the neighbor on one side of us has a beautiful young daughter, just graduated from college. UNT, gorgeous, gorgeous young blonde woman, a 10 on a 10 scale. No doubt about it. And she graduated from UNT with a degree in hotel entertainment management, events, and putting on events. So it's only natural when you have that type of degree that that's what you're seeking to be employed in, right? Well, lo and behold, I was talking to the mother, and guess what? She is now a pharma girl. Now think about that. Event management pharma girl. And so we got into this exploration about what does it mean when we look at the pharma girls or the pharma boys, because there's both of those. And what they do is they are given a script. And that script is what they take into the doctor's office, and they are the educational arm of the doctor. So anything a doctor knows about a medicine, a prescription, is that which has been fed to him by the pharma girl who's been fed by the company they've worked with. And so we go, when we are in a position of illness, we go to the doctor who is basically a pharmacologist who looks at our systems and picks the right medicine. And so we got into this whole discussion about medicine. Does medicine really heal? It doesn't. The belief in medicine heals. This is why so many drugs that are put out there go through these tests, a placebo. And many times a drug never passes and gets approved by the FDA because the placebo results were greater than the actual drug results. So then why is it then that we can take two exact individuals, a female of 42, a female of 42, having the exact same symptoms, the exact same illness, the exact same circumstances, we give those two females or males, whichever, the exact same drugs, one heals and one dies. How can that be? This one believed the drug would heal. This one didn't. Where's the power? The power is within. What is this power? We call it consciousness. So what is consciousness? Consciousness, the best that I've come up with, is our thoughts, our feelings, our actions that are aligned and become the essence of the energy that we are. We have a consciousness that radiates around us. It forms like an energy vortex, an energy bubble. And whatever we are thinking, consciously or unconsciously, you see our consciousness is both the unconscious and the conscious. It is all of that. The conscious part of us is that which is the gatekeeper. It is the gatekeeper to what is being fed into the subconscious. And then wherever the predominant feeling of the subconscious mind is, we become the attraction, we become the magnet, and we become that experience. Bringing it down to the Christian way of looking at it, Jesus said it so clearly. It is done unto you as you believe. That's the greatest teaching Jesus ever taught. 8 words. 8 words. It is done unto you as you believe. What is belief? Belief is your consciousness. Do you see that? Belief is what you think, what you feel, what you say, and what you act. And it's what you believe, it's what you think, what you feel, what you say, and what you act, even when you say it unconsciously. You see, this power that creates, it doesn't care, it doesn't judge. It's not there saying, well, this is a good thought for Lee, or this is a bad thought for Lee, or Lee really needs this experience. No, it doesn't do it. It just creates. It's like the idea of a seed. When we take a seed, a carrot seed, and we plant that seed into soil, and then we nurture it with food and with water and with sunlight, the soil does not birth a corn. It births a carrot. You see, the soil is like the aspect or the creative aspect of the mind. It only births what is put into it. But here's what happens. Not all of the seeds are birthed immediately. You see, just imagine if everything you thought came to fruition. Every thought you have right now, every thought you're having right now, holy God, in some of your minds, I'm naked. Gosh, I'm hot now. No. You see, there's always time in the demonstration of a prayer. There's time in the demonstration of the creative process, because what happens? We plant the seed, which is the thought, and now we've got to nurture that thought. How do we nurture that thought? We think more thoughts like that thought. We act in alignment with that thought. And literally what happens is when we become the vibration of that thought, because everything is frequency. Do you get that? Everything in the universe, science will tell you over and over and over again, everything is energy. Energy is just slowed down or sped up. And depending on the speed and the frequency of it, it takes a shape and a form, and it takes an energy. So here's the thing. Our thoughts take energy and shift and shape them. But it's our consistent thoughts that shape them. If we have a thought here and then we dig it up with a thought here, we have a thought here and we dig it up with a thought here, the only thing that the law or the creative part of us is going to do, it's going to keep creating where our general tendency is now. So most of the time, we're stuck. We're stuck living the life that we have now over and over and over again until we've taken this new seed, we've implanted this new seed, and we just put everything we've got into that new seed. You see, that's the thing where most prayers are never answered, because it stops. We pray once, it's done. No, because in the back of our mind, we're praying for money, okay? We're praying for money over here. I need money. I've got bills. Then over here, we're talking to our friend about, my bills are due. I ain't got shit. I ain't got no money. I got nothing. How am I going to do this? Well, that seed that was planted over here, guess what? It's dug up. This is, the movie The Secret came out, and they talked about ask the genie. It is done. Your wish is my command. And the person commands, and the genie says, but of course it is yours. But they don't tell you the work. And the work is building a consciousness of that which you desire. So let's take it if we want to become, how many realtors or associated with realtors do we have in the room? Raise your hands. So we got a bunch of people in the real estate field. Let's say you want to be the best realtor in the world. You can't just say, hey, I'm the best realtor in the world. I've done my affirmation, my prayer is done, right? The best realtor in the world wakes up every day knowing that what they do is of such a valuable service To the clients that are going to come to them, that they're able to find this client with the specific need that desires this home that is of this energy that they believe will associate with the type of lifestyle that they want. They embody by listening with all of their heart, mind, and soul, and then they look at that client and they say, I will find you that exact home. And then they dedicate their lives to finding that. Not trying to sell just a home, but they're trying to find the home that is what that person is vibrating at, what they're seeking. And when you provide a service to a client like that, and you've landed that home, you've worked with that person, you found the home, you work with them through the inspection, you work with them through getting the financing, you work with them through getting through the title work and the closing and all of that, and finally they're in their home. And you feel this sense of joy. Not because you sold a home, not because you've made a commission, but because you've fulfilled someone's dream. You see, the creative power that we are is a creative power that's of service. You see, each of us has a gift. The question is, are we giving that gift in service to others? Or are we giving it just because we need money? The people who are giving and going to a job just for the sake of money, they're the people who are miserable in the job. They're the people who are job hopping all the time. They're the people who are never satisfied. They're the people who want more and more and more. You see, the people who excel are in the job because they know they have a gift and they're going to give their allness to that job. So if you have chosen, let's say, to be a mother, and a mother is your primary job, the greatest thing you could do in mothership is be of service to the children. And not care if anyone else sees it. You see, to care if someone else sees it means that you're attached to something coming to you from the outside. And if you're ever attached to things coming from the outside, you are now in victim mode because you are forever going to be seeking outside approval. How can you seek outside approval and self-love? It's impossible. Self-love means to accept yourself as you are. It means to be in non-judgment of yourself. It means that you are committed to your personal expansion and growth. It means that you're not only there for that, but you will set up a support vehicle where you are supported as you grow. And you realize that the essential nature of living life is one of joy and fun. It is not of being serious. You see, if you're serious, you're going to live a miserable life. Being serious is not fun. No one wants to be around someone who's serious unless they're serious, and you get two people that are serious together, and holy crap, they'll attract a third and a fourth and a fifth, and now you've got a whole group of serious people. Hell, I'm running to another room. Because the fun is not where they're serious, because life wasn't meant to be serious. Life was about expressing joy. What did Jesus say? He said, I come so that you can have life more abundantly. It was about experience. How do you find joy in this world? Joy is everywhere present. We have a phenomenal men's group. We've got some really deep thinkers in this group, and we explore things. And the idea came up at this group that let's go really deep and say, okay, quantum physics says infinite possibilities exist everywhere at the same time, okay? Which means that when you focus on a possibility in the infinite, and in that focus, it collapses into experience. Okay? So it doesn't mean you have to create. You don't have to go anywhere. Infinite possibilities exist right now. Now, what can you focus on? The other person looked at someone and said, you know, you're an illusion. And I've created you. Now, think about that. Right now, I'm speaking to you and to all of you, and you're all illusions in my life. Whatever you are in your life is something I've created in my mind. And as I've created a filter, let's say glasses, I look and you become that which I see. The key thing I ask you is, what are you looking through as your life? Some people talk about rose-colored glasses. They see things, with all stars and bright. Is there anything wrong with that? We get knocked for saying, well, there's all this stuff over here and all this stuff over here. There's all this stuff over here. Think about the infinite things that are happening in the world right now. If you follow the media, the only thing you're going to hear about is the bad things going on in politics, the bad things in the economy, and what's happening overseas in the war and the world war against terror. Now, I remember Abraham talking really clearly at the time of 9/11, and Abraham said this. And I think this is so true. Remember, there are 7-point-some billion people on the planet. There are all these animals on the planet. There is all this life form on the planet. And everything on this planet is interacting and in harmony, right? So we've got an hour of CNN up there, and CNN is going to do an hour broadcast, and we're going to talk about the day of 9/11. We're going to talk about 9/11, okay? Ready? Here's 9/11. Here's how much it would be in the scheme of everything that happened that day. That's it. That's all you would have ever heard. Because there is so much else going on in the world at this very moment. There is so much good going on in the world. There is so much life going on in the world. There is so much love being expressed. But that's not what's being heard out there. But we have chosen to tune in and tap in to that as our informational source. And when we've tapped into that, we have limited ourselves because we've boxed our consciousness in to that as a source of what we're feeding our consciousness. And when we feed that, the very power that is within us says, of course, you're going to get more of that. So your eyes are tilted or tinted now to seeing only that. And now things are what? Miserable. Let me just stop that crap. Someone give me my rose-colored glasses. It doesn't mean that pain's not real. Can I be clear about that? Because sometimes when we get into this teaching, people talk about pain is not real. No, pain is pain. But here's the thing. Pain has a purpose. Whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, psychological, I don't care. Pain is there to awaken us to the fact that we are no longer in alignment with our dream. You see, when we have gone away from this dream that we've got a dream out there that we truly, truly want, and we go and we steer off in another path, we're going to get some pain shot at us. And the further off that path we go, the more we go away from that dream, the more we go away from that dream, the more pain comes until it gets so bad that we wake up. But here's the key. We wake up that the pain is there, but do we wake up as to the cause of the pain? We can take a pill. We can find another partner. We can take a new job. That's not going to heal. We have to change our thoughts. We have to change the mental imagery that we have built about ourselves. We have to now begin to rebuild a whole new image of who we are. That's the work of life. I had a gentleman email me today. He called me a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm a teacher. But he said, I watch you and I watch Michael Beckwith all the time. And he says, I've adopted you, and this is where I'm at in my life. Where do I go? My response to this young man, I think he's 20 years old. He'll watch this. I know he'll know who I'm talking about. I said, you have to go within. You have to ask the question of the infinite mind that is ready for you to get answered. Only you know the answer to what you desire. No one else has your answer. But we forget that we have to stop. We have to breathe. We have to suspend our mind, our conscious mind, and allow This is where the truth comes, is when we become vessels that allow the infinite to come through us. See, each of us has the same power. Each of us has the same wisdom. The key is, how big a channel are you open to? Are you just a little itty-bitty channel, or are you opening yourself up to hear? Jesus talked about and said, the Father within. The Father within is infinite intelligence. It is divine wisdom. It is pure love. It's always there. It's not like you got to go find, hey, come with me, Veronica. Let's go find God. You go over here. Oh, are you there, God? No, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to India. You don't have to go to Bali. You don't have to go to Sedona where the vortexes are all aligned. You can be right here. Quiet your mind and listen. And when you're listening without judgment, you will be guided. Because it is the Father's gift to bring you the kingdom. The kingdom is the state of mind that is free from the limitations of life, the limitations that we have put upon ourselves. You see, it's always the idea that we cannot go without, but we come within. When we come within, we tap into the power of awareness. You see, this is the power. Consciousness is always creating. Consciousness will always be creating. The key thing is, are you aware that consciousness is creating? Because if you are aware that consciousness is creating, then you will start to watch what you think, what you say, what you feel, and how you act. And when you do all of those, you are creating a new belief. And when you create a new belief, you create a new experience. When you create a new experience, you create a new path in life. When you create a new path on life, you are now moving in the direction of your dream. And when you are moving in the direction of your dream, you're smiling, you're happy, it's joyful. And guess what you attract? More people just like you. Isn't that cool? They'll be just like you, but yet different than you. But you'll all be there supporting each other, saying, oh, you're going to do that? Well, that's pretty cool. You're going to do that? That's pretty cool. You're going to do that? Well, you're crazy, but that's cool. You see, you don't have to want what anyone else wants. And you may think that they're crazy in what they're going for, but support them. Let them be their unique self. Embrace that uniqueness. We were not meant to be the same. We were not meant to be meditators in a cave by ourselves. We were meant to be in communion with each other. Because but the truth is there's only one. There's one infinite power and presence that has always been, that always will be, that constantly creates out of itself. And everything is created out of this idea that we call God. If everything is created out of God, then everything is God, individualized, expressing. Even though everything about me may be God, I am not the allness of God, because God is so much more. Yet the allness of me is not this physical form. The allness of me is this consciousness that has created this physical form that will live eternally, continuing to unfold, because one of our beliefs that we have here is we believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever and ever expanding. So what does expansion mean? Becoming more aware. You see, that's what we'll be doing from this lifetime to the next lifetime to the next lifetime to the next time. We're becoming more aware that we are that. And when we are that, we get experiences that tell us we're on the path or we're off the path. Off the path, pain. On the path, joy. Do you get that? Off the path, pain. On the path, joy. So if you're feeling pain, are you on the path? If you're feeling pain, are you on the path? If you're feeling pleasure, are you on the path? What if you feel nothing? No, it means you're not clear. It means you haven't clearly identified what you want to go to. See, this is a big thing in society today. People don't understand where they want to go. They don't know what they value. They don't know what turns them on. They don't know these things. So the work is, who are you and what brings you joy? Hear those questions. Who are you and what brings you joy? I don't know what brings you joy, but I know who you are. You're an individualization of the one. That right now you have infinite wisdom right where you are. You have infinite possibilities right in front of you. And I know that you have the power within you right now to change everything in your life, everything about who you are. You have the power in this moment to make a decision to never be small, a decision to always be great, a decision to always be loved, to be unconditional, to be accepting, to be supportive, to be peaceful, to be abundant. You see, if you are one with God, abundance must be yours. When you're not abundant, you're blocking who you are. We've been told having money is bad. It's not the money that we ever want. It's the feeling that we have when we have the money. Do you see that? Everything is about a feeling, and you can tap into that feeling. And when you become a person that walks and talks that feeling, money comes, relationship comes, multiple wives come. Oh, wait. That's my fantasy from another life. I love past life regression. If you've never done a past life regression in hypnosis, try it sometime and really let your mind go, and you'll find out some incredible things about yourselves. Or you may not have really done it. I don't know if it's true, but your subconscious mind will really play games with you, and it's really fun to screw with yourself. Anyway, the power to create, it's always working. Right now, no matter what you're thinking, your life is being created by the power within you. The key thing is, are you aware that you're creating it? Are you aware that you have the ability to change it? To be aware is the recognition the power exists within you. I don't know what else to do now but pray. Because what I know about prayer is a way that we change the subconscious mind. We don't ask, we don't beseech when we pray. Because when you think about the great teachers of all time, Jesus never asked. Jesus commanded the power within him. Any great spiritual avatar never asked or beseeched or said, I don't have. Everyone just declared truth. When you're declaring truth, you are creating a consciousness. And when you've created that consciousness responds to it because it cannot respond unless you believe. And if you believe it to be true, it must be done. So I'm going to ask you to listen to how I pray. And when I say the word I, take that word I as for you. And then embody the words that are being spoken as if they were your words right here, right now. So close your eyes, go within, and allow your mind to expand and understand, to feel there is only one divine presence, one energy, one life. It has always been, and it always will be. I am that which I am. I am an individualization of the oneness that is God. I am whole and perfect as I am. I am unique. I now embrace my uniqueness. I live authentically. I love fully. I give thanks eternally, for I know as I am, it is done. I accept my power. I embrace my power. I am supported. I am whole. I am joy-filled. I am the light of love that is me. I accept me. I give thanks for this life. I give thanks for who I am. I give thanks for for my power. It is good. And so it is. Amen. I want to thank you for joining us today. I am so grateful that you took your time to watch or listen to this message. If you found this message beneficial, I would ask you to go to our website. Once there, click on the Contribute button and experience the joy of conscious and purposeful giving. It is through your gifts that we are able to bring this message to the world. I would also ask you to please share this message with anyone you feel might benefit. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and the Agape community as together we bring joy to life.